explain my map. Okay? So it's like this. We live in different times now. Weird times. A lot going on. Obviously, this is a bad map, but the Strait of Iran, right? We gotta say no to it. We're gonna have to go the long way for right now, okay? We're gonna have to go the long way around the bottom of Africa for right now. In the meantime, we gotta get busy, okay? I want canals built. I want railroads built, okay? We need a new path, okay? All the way across Africa, or all the way across this area right here. You know what? The Strait of Iran, that's a little dangerous area. And it's like we're gonna find ourselves in a bad deal when we make a deal. You can't really reason with certain types of people. It's a 40-year strategy they've been cooking up, bruh. This isn't one that's gonna be solved lightly. 40 years they've been at war against us. We're just jumping into this war now. But yeah, they have kind of a monopoly on the Strait of Iran. It has their name in the title, bruh. But right here, this area right here, let me get my pencil right. Alright. This area right here, we can, right? It's time for new, fresh ideas, okay? We gotta have some type of a railway right here, or maybe a new canal right here, maybe a new canal right here, maybe. In the meantime, around the bottom, I think we should consider going around the bottom for right now. Maybe think up a new canal right there. And this is the final goal, a railway or a canal across Africa. The look, the Strait of Iran is getting a dangerous area, bruh. I feel like the more we keep thinking that's a way and the only way it has to be, it's just gonna make the world a dangerous place, right? So, like what I was saying, in the meantime, go all the way around the bottom, right? But we have to, the end goal, build that bridge, that train track across Africa, that new canal across Africa, bruh. Or right now, right here, that might be a different way too. But the Strait of Iran, that shit, that's just gonna make the world dangerous. A lot of these other countries in the world, they shouldn't have to put up with all that nonsense. But there is other paths. It's just gonna take longer for right now. But it'll be safer. So right now, I'll go all the way around. Ha, we got someone in the building. They look like they are speaking a different language than me. I do not know what it is, but we welcome them. We welcome. So, hi. Hi, it's me. My name is Nico. I'm just thinking of different ideas. Obviously, the world's in a jam with the Strait of Iran thing over there. I feel we have to give up on that. It's okay to give up on that. There's losers, there's winners in every war. Obviously, they've been strategizing that for 40 years, bro. It's a 40-year-old war strategy. That's not an easy win, no matter who you are. Obviously. Obviously. There's no safe way for the world, for the whole world, if we continue on that path. We have to see peace over dollar signs. Okay? Right now, we see in dollar signs, okay? We see in dollar signs. We gotta see peace over dollar signs. That means a new way, okay? This way up here, dangerous. Completely dangerous. For the whole world, right? So we gotta have maybe some type of canal there, a huge canal there. Get these countries involved in it. Let give them jobs. Give them jobs in building it, bro. A huge canal or a railway across Africa. Right here is the long way. Just go the long way, bruh. Just go the long way for now. Just go the long way. Use the long way for now. Make faster ships. Faster ships go the long way, okay? Faster ships go the long way for now. Okay? That is that is a temporary thing. We talking about how the Strait of Iran is kind of like no mas, but we gotta use our creativity to find different routes. I think that's what I think. I'm thinking canals there by Egypt. We gotta build a canal or a railway right here. In the mean way, go all the way around, bro. Go the long way. Oh, he's saying, oh yes, continue. Yeah, there's different routes. Obviously, Iran stuck up, bro. They stuck up. And you know what? They're giving the world a hard time. They're taking, I would say, yeah, they're taking the world and kind of like, we want all the money, or you're not getting through. Well, fine. We're gonna go use different routes. I say this is the end goal, right here. We want, I would say, get the African countries involved, pay them to work, give them a good amount of money to build something a new way. We talking maybe a new canal or a new railway, something that can get through. And you got this area right here, maybe something there. Maybe go all the way around the bottom of Africa in the meantime. But may God guide you to Islam and make it into heaven. I will take that as, I'll definitely take that as thankful. The end goal is heaven, right? The end goal is heaven for everybody. I am not Islamic, but the end goal, I believe, is heaven for everybody, right? And, you know, we all have our beliefs, and you know what? I welcome everybody to believe what they believe respectfully. You know, it's all respect in religion. It's all respect in religion. Everybody has the right to worship the way they want, you know? And I feel Islam does get a bad rep because of countries like Iran, where it's like, you know, they get that bad rap. I know a lot of Muslims. They very very nice people. Okay, very very nice people. Okay, some of my best friends, very very nice people, and the discipline they have is incredible. The discipline they have is incredible. You can't take that away from them. And it's like inspiring to see how disciplined they are in themselves. It's inspiring. I wish that on a lot of people to have the same type of discipline that Muslims do have, to have that in their own faith. But it's like Muslims, they know how to discipline themselves, and it's very inspiring to see. You know, they take things very serious. It's we lost our serious ways in Christianity. We lost it. We're not serious. We're not. And you see it. You see it. That's our downfall. I would say that's our downfall. That's definitely our downfall. Not being serious enough to thank. We're not thankful enough. We're not thankful enough. That's one thing. Me, I wake up. I'm thankful to be breathing every day I wake up, you know? But at the same time, Iran, what do they pray? They pray death to America. They pray death to Israel. I pray thankful to be breathing. I pray thankful to be breathing. So it's like when I never wish death on nobody, bruh. I never wish death on my worst enemy. You understand? I wish, you know, the Iranian people could live the way they want, and we could live the way I want. Worship the way you want, and we worship the way we want, and we all could coexist in the world together. I wish we could include them in a lot of shit. Why not? We all make this money together, you know? But in the end, greed overpowers everything. On our side, on their side. On our side, on their side. I'm not about greed. I think, there has to be a new way. But certain people back in the day, George Bush said it best. I don't like George Bush, but I believe he was right about you can't negotiate with certain people. It's impossible. You can't negotiate. I'm not saying demand through war, but I'm saying be more creative, bro. Be more creative. Start getting other countries involved. Like right here could be a possible way. Right here could be a possible way. In the meantime, go all the way. Take the long way, bruh. Just get faster ships and take the long way. It is 2026. It is 2026. You can't just come up with faster ships and take a longer route. It's, instead, you want to put billions and billions and trillions of dollars into war weapons. Just make faster. Use that money. Make faster ships, bruh, and go a longer way. You must know the purpose of existence in this world and where it is going to death. We on a fast train to death. It don't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't bring any amounts of money to death. Once death comes, in that casket is you. In that casket is you. You can't spend money when you're dead. You can't. Money is non-existent in death. So it's right now we have to focus on strategizing as a world to come together so this life continues, okay? And to divert from any chance of extreme war which could set the whole world back too far. And is one country holding the world hostage? They're holding the world hostage. Not allowing people to come through the Strait of Iran is holding the world economy hostage. Where it's like obviously America is a superpower and the Strait of Iran is important to us. We want to be able to continue shipping goods across the world and you know keeping things moving, keeping things going. You know, but at the same time, Iran ain't having it. They not having it, bruh. They're not. They wanna hold the world hostage to get a big paycheck. But it's like Just take other routes, bruh. Take other routes. Get other countries involved. Give them jobs. Allow them to pay them. Allow them to come up with a different route. A different route. Faster ships around the bottom, bro. Faster ships. Don't invest in weapons big enough to destroy the world. Just invest in faster ships, bruh. Faster ships. Around the bottom. A faster ship? Are you serious? That's all we need, bro. You could even invest in, in, in huge ass airplanes, bruh. You ain't need to do this shit. You ain't need to. The Strait of Iran don't have to be the only way. Time to get creative, bro. Time to get creative. Use your mind that God gave you. Go faster ways. You must know the purpose of existing in this world and where it is going to death. You kinda can see ahead. Yes, you kinda can see ahead that it's not this isn't something I really know about. Is a lot of things like foreign affairs, but it's like you wake up to certain headlines and it's like, I'm gonna give my take on something that I normally would never talk about, but it's like there has to be a different route to take. Right here, we're not even taking advantage of something like that, where this would probably be an easy route to build and involve the Egyptian economy. And right here, right here, I say a train track at first and maybe turn that into a canal. I don't know. Right here, all the way down the bottom, just go around, bro. Faster ships. Are you serious? You acting like it's an unsolvable problem, bro. There has to be another solution. It doesn't just have to be one way. When you make it one way, you make it that way has to be very, very important, and something you're giving them a monopoly. You're giving Iran a monopoly, and they're taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage that the whole world has to go through a little crack the size of a butt crack, and you know, nah, it don't have to be that way. There is no force of going one way, bro. We can just go a different route. That you know, greed is a thing. Greed is a thing. It's more money going the faster way, right? But how much money are we wasting on weapons, new weapons, uh, fixing cities that have to, deal with bombs and lives lost? In the end of the day, when you match up the amounts of protection needed versus just going a longer way and funding faster ships a longer way. And in end result, I say, if the countries over here allow it, you want to actually take what they have to say in consideration, we have to build something here. And just like, you gotta pay them. You gotta pay them. We do not believe in making no worker work in bad terms. Pay African nations to build something, pay them good and build up their nations. Give a different route. Iran wants to block the world. Okay, you have that right to block the world. That's your area, right? But we're just gonna go a different area, a different route. A different route. Put money into faster ships, right? Faster ships, and just go a different route. Put money into building a railway or a huge ass canal across Africa and build that different route. It'll solve so much. This problem over here in Iran, the block, the block, that's like a type of problem that will cause major major issues. I feel Donald Trump he thought he was smart enough and intelligent enough to figure out. He kind of knew it. He wasn't, but it's like I feel there's not gonna be a better option of politicians in the future. Most of the politicians coming up in the future are treasonous. They can be bought. He knows that. The politicians in the future can be bought. Donald Trump, at least he can't be bought. The other politicians can be bought. You see it with the ID crisis, the voter ID. 80% of Americans are for having an ID to vote. Every country in the world, you have to have some type of proof of citizenship to vote in your elections, right? It's every country, totals countries. You have to have a proof of citizenship to vote in your elections. America, the number one superpower, they want to get rid of proof of citizenship. That's just the politicians. 80% of actual Americans are for it. And the 20% that are not for having proof of citizenship, not proof of ID, just to do that poll, I guarantee you they used ID to submit to doing that poll. They used some type of ID to do the poll, even. So there's something that they already have. We already have IDs. Black people already have IDs. We've been voting. It's a lot of bought, paid for, treasonous politicians trying to cause a lot of chaos. They love causing chaos. The Democratic Party does not exist no more. It's gone. It's gone because it's just the fringe. It's treasonous fringe. You see in the policies that are coming up. When is it has have been a good idea to just open up every single prison and stop using police officers and you think that's gonna keep communities safe, letting all the murderers run loose? This is what politicians want in America. They're for allowing murderers to come out of prison and run through the streets, and they're not going to get jobs. You think you think all the unleashing a prison all at once? I can understand some people get out of good behavior, and that, and you got solid that they're gonna try to change, and they're definitely driven to get out there, not look back, and get a job and get going. But opening the prisons 100% at once, letting out the people that are really about that life, they're not gonna. There's not enough jobs already. There's not enough jobs already. letting out all the prisoners, that's just going to rob the people who got jobs. You understand? It's going to rob the people who got jobs. The people trying, the black people trying, are going to get robbed. And worse. So, how can you be for something that is against you? It makes no sense unless the politicians are bought and paid for. They're bought and paid for to push ideas that will hurt us. The politicians are puppets, bruh. They are bought and paid for to push policies that will hurt us. There's so much. I guarantee Iran is one of them countries who who probably is buying a lot of the politicians in America. There's no way people can actually believe some of the fringes policies will help in any way. It's like the Spain thing, right? The Spain thing where the open borders and they just rush through, the Moroccans rush through open borders and they just rush through. Give me 5 reasons how that helped Spain. 5 reasons how that helped Spain. I'm waiting. They opened the borders, right? They rushed through. Boom. 5 reasons how that was a positive thing and it actually helped Spain. I can't. I think it just used people and put a battery in the back. But even when the Moroccans got there, like, wait a minute, that was a false promise. Whoever told us we would go over there and good things would happen. No, there was no jobs waiting for them, bro. Stop using people to to, to play some sick, twisted, evil, crafted of events. Like, you're putting a battery in people's back in so many situations where it's like, leave people alone. Stop using them. Use black people for their emotions, right? Use black people for their emotions to get you to support shit that we have no business supporting, bro. We have no business. We're black, right? The whole Palestine Israel issue. What does that got to do with us? What does it got to do with us? Why? Why? We we got little food on our plate, right? As black people, but our women are still sending checks, unlimited, to support Palestine. What's going on? We do not even. That's not. We're not from there. We have a lot of dangers in our own streets, right? We Jesus Christ is the Son of God and died for our sins. Yes, I believe that. I believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God and died for our sins. I'm thankful for that every day. I'm thankful for waking up, breathing, seeing, smelling. I'm thankful for life in general. I'm thankful for 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 a lot. And it's I have Jesus to thank, and you know, one thing I learned through the years, it doesn't matter who you are, right? It doesn't matter who you are. This applies for everybody, right? It could be worse. It could be worse. So no matter what situation you was in, it could be worse. Someone always has it worse. When you's at the bottom of the bottom, When you at rock bottom, it's only up from there. It's only up from there, bruh. When you got it, the worst of the worst you've ever had it. It's only up from there. So keep your head up. Don't ever give up, right? Don't ever give up on nothing. Where your hat, right? Your hat is just like a baseball cap style hat. Jesus Christ had a crown of thorns digging into it. He had thorns digging into his head, bro. Where you're wearing a coat on your back, Jesus Christ was getting whipped in the back. Where you're carrying headphones, you're carrying headphones around just like this, you know. Jesus Christ had to walk carrying a huge cross, bro. He had to walk with a huge cross, miles, getting whipped, slashed, people yelling at him, people. He had to go through the gauntlet, bro. Then this was for us. This was for you. This is for me. He done this. He did went through the worst suffering for you, for me. He knew that was the outcome. He knew that was the outcome. He still did it. Still did it. Still went all the way through with it. That was his mission. He did it. He completed it for you, for me. Can't take that away from him. So many people ignore that happened, but the reason we still talk about it in today's time, deep down, we know for a fact it happened. We know for a fact it happened. It is 2026. Jesus Christ is still in conversation because we know it happened. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a fact, bro. We know he died for us to make the world as we know it, where we can live without that original sin. The original sin. We live in without the original sin. We do have hope of when we die, depending on how much faith in God we have, how much righteously of a life we live by, there's a hope of a better afterlife. It don't have to be, you know, it don't have to be you stuck. Because when you die, because of Jesus Christ, things will get better, okay? So, right now, I'm focusing on, like, the world as we know it. There's gonna be drasticness. Unless we come up with some creative idea of getting by, or maybe disallowing, stop using the Strait of Iran and coming up with the different route, bruh. It don't have to be war to get through there. Just, okay, you don't want us to use it? We're not going to use it. We're going to go a different route. Speedboats around the south of Africa. Maybe right here, another route that we could consider in time. Right here, get these countries involved. We're talking a railway across Africa. We're talking maybe some type of canal across Africa. Get the African countries involved. Pay them. Pay the people. Allow them to work. Give them jobs, pay them, make their jobs comfortable, Africa should never be a forgotten continent, okay? It should never. It should never. It's a root of it's a root for all of us. That's where we came from. All of us in the world. It does You can try to ignore that that's where your ancestor came from, but bruh, that's part of you too. It's part of all of us. We all originated in Africa. It's the beginning, and it could be the spot that saves the rest of us. So never ignore Africa. Never ignore uh, where we all came from. Okay, this is so the Stray of Iran. They blocking it, right? They they're using the fact that it's a narrow spot to say, you know what, we're gonna stop the world shipping, and because we want full control, we want the monopoly, we want all the money. So that's gonna cause a huge fight over that. It's gonna greed leads the power, the greed, the dollars, the amount of money involved. It will lead to a long lasting war that will end with uh, it's gonna be terrible the way I see it, the way I see ahead. I'm not the type to get involved in stuff like this, because like I have work in just another hour. I have to be up. It is early in the morning. Something told me, Bing, Nico, you must speak on this issue, and that's what I'm doing. The world's at crisis. There's bigger things. God gave you a voice. Time to use it, Nico. To try to find a you. All you got is a voice. All you got is a voice. But why are you saying all you got? Why are you saying all you got? There's definite power in the voice. Okay, a God-given power that not just I have, but the rest of y'all got. You all got the phone, right? You all got access to speaking to the world for the world to hear. Okay? So, this is my thoughts. Faster ships around the south of Africa. Just invest in faster ships for now. Around the south of Africa. Invest maybe in a project. A project to build something to go through here. China, right? Look at how great they built their rail system, bro. You're telling me the Chinese can't make a deal with Trump? Trump, be that negotiator. Work with the Chinese in designing some type of railway, bruh. Some a very very good. Chinese are excellent at building, you know, super trains, bro. Super trains. Look them up. Look up some of the trains that exist in China. Those are amazing, bro. I'm telling you, it would not take long, and just invest in it. Use a partnership between China and America. Design something going across there, the shipping, the oil going through. We talking allow the African countries and the workers there to get paid. You know, allow China and America to come together, negotiate the whole deal, the whole train track or canal being built. Iran, yeah, you you want to be stuck up? Okay, we don't need you. We don't need you. There's other routes, bro. We're not gonna waste any effort on unending war against you. We're not. We don't have to, bro. So it's like me using my voice. What I would do: faster boats, temporary, and can keep going with it. Faster boats around the bottom. Why we're doing that? We gonna come up with plans for a different route, a permanent, safer, different route involving other countries in the building of it, bro. Because it's like Iran, we gave you a chance and you used it against the world. You used something against the world. You thought holding the world hostage and it's like if we all just got along and greed didn't come become a factor on both sides. Greed is a factor on both sides, all right? But it's to the point when you're dealing with someone, right? I wake up, I pray to be breathing, and I thank God for my family. I do not pray on anyone's death. When we're dealing with people who prey on the death, then it's like it, 40 years of strategy to see you dead. 40 years of strategy to see you burn and crash and die. 40 years of masterminding, crafting every single spot to see the death of you. You think you can negotiate with that? So I would put out for Donald Trump is I can already tell what he cares about. I can already tell what Donald Trump cares about. He doesn't care about being the best president, right? He doesn't care about being the nicest person. No. He doesn't care about, you know, living the most righteous life. No, he doesn't care about greed as much as you think either. No. But the number one thing Donald Trump cares about, what he wants to go down as his legacy, is being known on the world stage, as the greatest negotiator. That's it. Basically, he wants the world to recognize him as the greatest negotiator. That's basically it. So he wants. That's why he picked this fight with Iran. They're impossible to negotiate with. What did George Bush say? You can't negotiate with terrorists. Iran is impossible to negotiate with. They're the most hardest challenge when it comes to a negotiation that will actually work, right? And we're at a point where Donald Trump, you need to put aside your ego. That your ego is your biggest flaw, right? Put aside the ego. You're not gonna negotiate with them. You're not gonna negotiate with them. It's impossible. You have to realize that. Stop. Your ego says, I want to be known as the greatest negotiator. I want to do the impossible. I want to make a successful negotiation with an impossible negotiator in Iran. But, and I want to go down as my legacy on the world stage as negotiating peace in the Middle East, longevity. I want to be the one to be the greatest negotiator on the world stage and make a negotiation with Iran. So Donald Trump's goal in life is to be the greatest negotiator ever to walk the planet of Earth on the world stage. But I want to say he got to put that ego aside. Stop. Okay? Stop. You and your ego is costing a lot of money, lives, and it's making the world dangerous. Trying to think you can negotiate with Iran. We're talking about it's a 40-year plan of them praying for our death, for America not to exist. That's a 40-year plan. This is Pinky in the Brain, uh, evil type of plan, like very genius plan. You see the way our politicians are. We got the Trojan horse already building. The treasonous politicians already building. The theft of the fraud theft going to the area where people already in so much, like the Minneapolis thing. That's going to Iran. The free Palestine. That's money going to Iran. The a lot of I would even say those chocolate bars. The chocolate bars are going to Iran. I would say a lot of things are funding terror that we don't even notice. The vacations to what's that place? The vacations even over there. It's all funding the tourism. It's all funding Iran. A lot of the colleges, the universities, Harvard, all that, they're funding Iran. Ninjas can't even barely eat, but we still let your woman get a college education. I guarantee that she's gonna use some of her money to fund Palestine instead of feeding the children. You know, like her own kid. Like we're when we get use our emotions, it's like in the eyes of an angel, we see the hungry kid over there. A ninja, he's focused on what's in front of him. But the women, yeah, they can't. They get pulled. They'll spend money they don't got on a area all the way across the world because that's what was drilled into them when they was in college. And it's like you complain about barely getting by, but you're using what you got not for our family, but for for bombs in Palestine. And they're buying bombs. These are people in Palestine. All that money sent. Build a Popeyes, bro. Get chicken from Popeyes. You know, just build businesses and shit. Just get a chicken in general, bro. It don't have chickens running around laying eggs. Little things like that. You can afford to feed your kids. I believe you do. You can because it's like it, I can't afford a rocket launcher, right? Me, I can't afford a rocket launcher. I would put that money into food instead. I can't afford, you know, a pickup truck full of armed guys. No, put that money into food instead. I definitely wouldn't kidnap. I would never support a kidnap. Put that money into food, bro. You know, put that. If they wasted more energy into just getting along with Israelis instead of focusing on the wrong thing, you know, you gotta coexist. That dome, Israel had a dome. That means it's defense. They was in defense. You was in offense. Let's be real. Let's be 100, okay? Israel was in defense. You was in offense. When Israel's kids got kidnapped from the concert, that put them in offense. That put them in offense. Their kids got kidnapped. When their kids got kidnapped, that put them in offense. Now you mad that they are in offense. They was in defense for the longest time. Now you mad that they're in offense. Their their defense got broke. The the dome, it got shattered. Their kids got kidnapped. Grandma got killed. Now they in offense. It didn't have to be that way. It didn't. You chose to kidnap their kids from the concert, bro. You chose that. What would you do if someone kidnapped your kid? Well, you have children in your family. What would you do if somebody kidnapped them and you knew who did it? You knew it's them over there. And the good ones? It's a small community. Did the good ones did they say something? Yeah, I think they're in that building. Did they snitch? Did they snitch and say, yeah, I think they're in that building. You might want to come over here and get them from that building. Or were they? It took a year of them being lost. The kids from the concert. Was there compliancy? Was they helping the good ones? Was they helping get them back? Was they on board, or were they just being not saying where they're at? That that kind of makes you on the side of being okay with a kidnap. And it's like, this is the world stage. This is thoughts that that I probably have no business speaking on because I'm not from the area, okay? And it's definite gonna be ignorance on my part, not having all the knowledge on those areas, but there's different people, right? Different races, religions in America, right? We coexist. We for the longest we've coexist. I go to work when I go to work today. It's gonna be multiracial, multi religions, uh, multi different languages. We all gonna coexist in getting the task done. We all gonna get paid. We are gonna bring that pay to our to each in our own families, and we're all gonna feed our families. I'm gonna work with Jewish people. I'm gonna work with Islamic people. I'm gonna work with gay people. I'm gonna work with liberals. I'm gonna work with conservatives. I'm gonna work with white people. I'm gonna work with every type of person. Chinese people. I'm gonna work with every type of person when I go to my job. But I'm focused on getting the task done. They're focused on getting the task done. We're all focused as a team, as a community, to get the task done. So we can finish what we're doing at work, get our paycheck, and feed our families. That's the end result. We want to feed the kids in our family. We want to take care of the elder generation in our family. Whatever we're trying to do, we're trying to do it because no matter what type of fringe idea we have going through our head, no matter what kind of different thing we believe, we do believe simultaneously that using getting that paycheck, we come together. We come together as a team. It's not me against you, you against me. It, you believe something. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't dislike nobody for that. I respect all religion. I respect your right to believe things the way you want to believe. And that is the American way. It's like, you believe that? All right. I believe this. All right. But we gonna coexist. To At the end goal, we're trying to work together to get the job done. So you can get your paycheck. I can get my paycheck. It don't matter your background or 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 what you believe, what language you speak. You're trying to get the paycheck when we work together. I'm trying to get the paycheck when we work together. We're gonna work as a team. You're gonna believe what you want to believe. I'm gonna believe what I'm gonna believe. Respect. Respect is the key to this world. Keep going. If once we lose respect, what do we got? So it's like this. It's time to get creative, bruh. That is a 40-year-old plan to to block us. It's a 40-year-old plan, bro. You're not getting through. They come up with this plan for 40 years. Get faster ships, go to the bottom. In the meantime, come up with a different solution, a different way. In the meantime, maybe this is an idea. Get China on board, build a railway through Africa, you know, get the African people, the African countries on board, pay them. Pay them. Do not do not abuse their labor. Pay them, treat them well, and make sure they're involved in the situation. Don't bully your way through. Don't bully an idea. Make sure these countries are involved. Pay them. Come up with an idea, bruh. A railway, a super railway. I'm saying. Let's see. Something. Okay. There has to be another way. When God touches you and He talks to you, He puts His hand on your head, you listen. Okay? You feel it and you listen. You use God's given voice to speak. Okay? And you tell the world what God said. Okay? He tells you, Nico, it's in the middle of the morning. Your dream told you this. Wake up and speak on it. Out of nowhere. It's like that. Out of nowhere, speak on this. You was just dead asleep, bruh. Your dream tell you wake up and start speaking. You're gonna do it. It's like that. God's plan